Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm hoping this works. We already tried this once. This is our second shot, but I think it's working. Awesome. Well, welcome to our Carver County Library virtual story time. If you want to add your child's name in the comments, we will try to give a shout out to the kids that are here watching, and we're going to get started again. We already did this once, believe me. All right, so let's start. My name is Cindy, and we're going to start with the Storytime song. Ready? Story time, welcome to our story time. Lots of books and fun for me and you. We will sing and dance too. All right, can you clap your hands? Clap your hands for story time. Clap your hands for story time. Lots of books and fun for me and you. We will sing and dance too. Oh, very good. Can you stand up and jump? The story time is late today. I bet you're squirrely. Jump up high for story time. Jump up high for story time. Lots of books and fun for me and you. We will sing and dance too. Oh, very good. All right, I'm going to stop there. I know I normally do another one, but we have a lot to do today. Now, I would like you to see if you have something around your house that you could use as a drum. Do you have anything around your house that you could use as a drum today? Like a box, or maybe your lap, or if you have a little drum, or if you have a paper plate, or a pot, or a bowl. Later on, we're going to be doing some drumming. If you don't have a drum, you could use a shaker instead. That will work too. And now this is a shaker I made out of a plate with beans in it. And this is a shaker that you can buy at a store. You could also make these out of an old Easter egg that you put stuff in it, tape it shut. Now we're going to get started, and it is time to call out my friend Blossom. Are you ready? Say, Blossom, come out. One more time, really loud. Blossom, come out. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, Blossom, you forgot your tail. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot my tail. Oops. All right, let's pull out Blossom's tail. Here she comes. Whoop, there she is, all the way out. I am so glad you're with me today, Blossom. Me too. It is a beautiful day. Well, it's a little smoky out there. If you're watching this the day we're filming it, it's a little smoky, but we are going to have a really fun time with story time today. Now, do we have a letter for today? We do. We do. We have a letter for today. It is this letter. It's a great letter because it is the first letter of the alphabet. Look at that. That's the first letter of the alphabet. What letter is that? A! It's the letter A! A is the first letter of the alphabet. That's a great letter, isn't it? And the letter A is in a lot of words, isn't it? I know it is. It's got a couple of sounds. It goes ah or a, right? And I see a couple of the names are coming up now. I see Finn and Scout and Archie. Archie, your name begins with the letter A, doesn't it? That's pretty cool that it's your letter today. And now there's a lowercase letter. Do you know if the lowercase letter is the same or is it different than the uppercase letter? You know, I forgot to think about that. So I don't remember if it's the same or different. Well, shall we see? Let's see. What's the lowercase letter look like? There it is. Oh, look at that. The lowercase letter A is very different than the uppercase letter A, right? And I see a few more people. I see Rashawn and Sriram and Zach and Allie, and all of you have the letter A in your name, right? Allie has a capital letter at the beginning, right? And the others all have lowercase letter a's in the middle of the name. Lots of words have the letter A in it, right? Let's see some words that begin with the letter A. Oh, first we didn't draw the letter A, did we? Get your finger out and let's draw the letter A. The capital letter A has two lines from the top point. Ready? We go down, down, kind of slanted, and then a line across. Let's try that. Ready? Slant, slant, line across. Very good. And the lowercase letter A is like a circle with a line, with a tail, right? Let's try that. Circle with a tail. But both of them have the same sound. They say A or A, right? And sometimes when they're in combination with other letters, there's other sounds, but we're not going to get into those. Let's see. Oh, here is something from our A bag that you might have at home. Do you know what that is? It's an apron. Blossom, do you ever wear an apron? Only when I'm making cookies, because I make a big mess. An apron is very useful sometimes. I use aprons when I paint. What else is in here? Oh, look at this. This is one of my favorites. Do you know what that is? An apple. I love apples. Apples are very good, aren't they? So there's lots of good words that begin with the letter A. Now, Blossom is going to go back into her box because we have a story with a character whose name begins with the letter A. So let's say goodbye to Blossom. Bye-bye, Blossom. Bye-bye, everybody. All right. She's going to go into her box. And we have a very fun story today. Now, our character today their name begins with the letter A. Okay? This is our character. Do you know who this is? It's a spider. It's a spider doesn't begin with the letter A, but this is a very particular spider. This is a spider called Anansi. Can you say Anansi? Anansi is a spider who's a trickster, and he's in lots of stories where he plays tricks on other animals. So this is one of Anansi's trickster tales, and it's called Anansi and the Talking Melon. Now, one day it was really, 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 really hot. We know what that's like. It's been really hot around my house lately, really hot. And Anansi didn't have any air conditioning. And he climbed up into a tree and he was hiding in its branches where it was a little cooler, just trying to cool off. And as he was sitting up there, he looked down, and below him was his friend. And here's his friend. Let's see who his friend is. Oh, who's that? Elephant. Elephant? Yes, elephant. Can you make a trunk like an elephant out of your arm? And let's be an elephant for a minute, right? Right. Elephant was working hard in his garden. Elephant liked to garden and he grew lots of food. And this time he was growing melons. An elephant was working hard. Do you know how to work in a garden? Can you help me? And elephant? First, I need you to take a tool and we're going to dig. Can you dig? Dig. Dig. Or dig with your hands. You could dig with your hands. That would work too. Maybe elephant digs with his trunk. I don't know. Dig, dig, dig. Then you plant the seeds, right? And then you bury them. And then you have to what? What do seeds need? They need water. We haven't been getting enough water, have we? Let's make it rain, everybody. Whoosh. Very good. Water on the garden. And then you have a lot more work to do because then you have to take another tool and hoe. Hoe the weeds, hoe the weeds. And that's what Elephant was doing today. He was hoeing the weeds. And it got hotter and hotter and hotter. And pretty soon Elephant said, "Whew, I've been working a really long time and I'm really hot. I'm going to go get a drink and take a break." So Elephant walked away from his garden to take a break and get a drink of water. Now Anansi was sitting up in the tree. You see Anansi up there? And he was looking down at those melons. And there were little melons and there were big melons. And Anansi was getting hungrier and thirstier. And finally he said, I'm just going to sneak down and take a little melon. I'll just take a little melon. Maybe Elephant won't even notice that it's gone. But when he got down into the garden, those melons looked so nummy and so juicy that he got greedy. Bad Anansi. And he looked and he saw a huge melon. Oh, he said, I want this melon. This is the melon I want. And he went over and he tried to pick it up, but it was too big. And he said, what am I going to do? I want to eat this melon. And he looked around. Can you look around with me? And he found a thorn bush. And he took a thorn from the thorn bush and he poked a hole in the side of the melon. And he started eating and eating and eating. Can you eat some melon? Good melon. And he ate all the way into the middle of the melon. And that's what the middle of the melon looks like. And look, that's Anansi in the middle of the melon. He got into the middle of the melon. And he ate and he ate and he ate and he ate. Eat. He ate so much that he was full. And all of a sudden, he heard Elephant coming back. Let's see the elephant come back. Where's your trunk? Very good. Dump, ba-dump, ba-dump. An elephant came back to the garden, and Anansi was still inside the melon, and he said, yikes, I have to get out. So he tried. And he didn't fit. He was too big after eating all that melon to fit through the little hole. And he went, oh no, what am I going to do now? Who said that? Said Elephant. Anansi. Anansi was worried about being caught. Who said that? I heard you. All of a sudden, Anansi realized he was inside the melon. Elephant couldn't see him. Ooh, he could play a trick. So Anansi said, I'm right here. And Elephant went over and he picked up the melon to see if the voice was underneath it. And Anansi said, don't pick me up, put me down. What? An elephant dropped the melon and he said, what? Who said that? I did. Where are you? I'm right here, where you dropped me. What? Said the elephant. Is it the melon talking? Of course it's the melon talking, said Anansi from inside the melon. Sneaky. Oh my goodness. I've never heard of a talking melon. Can you say that with me? I've never heard of a talking melon. Well, I didn't know you could talk. Well, you never asked, said Anansi. Oh, this is amazing. I've grown a talking melon. I'm going to take this melon to the chief. Oh, that's a good idea, said Anansi inside the melon. I'm just going to put him over here so you remember that he's inside this melon. An elephant very carefully picked up the melon and started carrying him down the road to the chief. Now, when we're walking down the road, we're going to sing a song. And this is where I want you to get your drum out. So get your drum. I have an actual drum. See, I have a drum. And you can use your box or your drum thing. And we're going to sing a song while we're walking. We're going to go, Fanga alafia ase. Can you do that with me? Fanga alafia ase. Fanga alafia ase. Ase, 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 ase. Ase, ase. Oh, very good. And as Elephant was walking down the path with the melon, he ran into a friend of his. This is who he ran into. Who's that? Ooh, it's Rhinoceros. Rhinoceros has a big horn. Can you make a big horn with your hand and kind of snort? Very good. You're a good rhinoceros. And the rhinoceros said, Elephant, why are you carrying that melon so carefully? Ooh, this melon is a very special melon, said the elephant. This melon is a talking melon. And Rhinoceros said, can you say it with me? I've never heard of a talking melon. It is. And Rhinoceros looked very closely at the melon, and Anansi inside the melon said, what are you looking at? Oh my goodness, said Rhinoceros. That's amazing. Can I go with you? Of course you can. And the two friends started down the road with the melon. Let's sing our song. Ready? Fanga alafia ase ase. Fanga alafia ase ase. Ase ase. Ase ase. Ase ase. Ase ase. See, you can pound the drum different ways, can't you? As they went down the road, they ran into another friend. Who's this friend? Ooh, we don't have animals that look like that around my house. It's a warthog. And a warthog has tusks. It's like a wild pig. And the warthog, you could make little tusks with your fingers, make little tusks. And the warthog said, what are you doing going down the road with that melon? And the rhinoceros and the elephant both said, oh, this is a very special melon. It's a talking melon, and we're taking it to see the chief. Oh, what does he say? I've never heard of a talking melon, said the warthog. And he looked very closely at the melon. And inside the melon, Anansi said, what are you looking at? Of course I talk. Oh my goodness, said the warthog. Can I come with you? And the elephant said, sure. And they started down the road again. Can you sing with me again? Let's get our drums. Fanga alafia ase ase. Fanga alafia ase ase. Ase ase. Ase ase. Ase ase. Ase ase. Very good. And as they went down the road, they met another friend. This one was, who's this? He's a puppet. This is Goat. What does Goat say? Meh, meh. And Goat said, where are you all going with that melon? And Elephant said, it's not an ordinary melon. This is a talking melon, and we're taking it to show the chief. What? And what does he say? I've never heard of a talking melon, said the goat. And he looked at the melon, and inside the melon, Anansi said, what are you looking at? Of course I talk. You talk? Why wouldn't I? And the goat said, what? That's amazing. Can I come with you? Sure, said the elephant. And they set off down the road again. Let's get our drum out. Ready? Fanga alafia ase ase. Fanga alafia ase ase. Ase ase. Ase ase. Ase ase. Ase ase. Very good. And as they went down the road, they picked up a couple other friends too. They found Tortoise. Hello. And Tortoise came along. And so did Bushbuck. Bushbuck came along. And both of those friends were totally amazed that there was a melon that could talk. And finally, they got to the village. And inside the melon, the animals were looking for the chief, and Anansi said, the chief is probably in his hut. Oh, I suppose he is. Thank you, Melon. We'll look in his hut. And they went to the chief's hut, and they didn't see him anywhere. So they knocked at the door. Can you knock with me? Knock, knock, knock. There was no answer. Ooh, this is pretty important. We better knock again. Knock, knock, knock. Still no answer. We better knock again, said the elephant. Yeah, said all the friends. A talking melon is pretty amazing. Yeah, said Anansi. I'm pretty amazing. So they knocked even louder. Ready? Knock, 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 knock. Finally, the chief, who was taking a nap, woke up. Here's the chief. And the chief woke up and he came out and he said, "What are you talking about? I'm sleeping, can't you tell? Why'd you wake me up? What's so important?" And the animals all said, "Oh, we got this amazing thing around. Wait a second. Just one of you talk." And Elephant said, "I grew a talking melon, and I thought I should show you." And the chief said, "Talking melon? What's the line?" "I've never heard of a talking melon." Are you sure?" "Well, yes. Come on, Melon. Talk." And all the animals looked at the melon. And the chief looked at the melon. And inside the melon, Anansi was silent. Shh. Why do you think he's being quiet? Is he playing a trick on them? I think so. "Come on, Melon, talk," said the chief. But Anansi didn't talk. "This is foolish," said the chief. "Well, he was talking." "This is foolish, and you woke me up from my nap." And the chief picked up the melon, and he threw it as hard as he could across the clearing. And the melon crashed and broke into 1,000 pieces. Now, this was way over on the other side of the clearing. And guess what? Anansi got out of the melon and quickly hid. And the chief said, "Now, leave me alone. I'm going back to sleep." "Oh, okay. Sorry, chief." "Good night," said the chief. And the goat said, "Humph, that was strange." And he went away. And all the other friends went their own way. Meanwhile, Elephant was kind of frustrated. And he went storming across the clearing right towards where Anansi was. And Anansi went, "Yikes, I better hide because he's going to see I'm covered in melon seeds." So he climbed up a banana tree and hid. An elephant came by and sat down by the banana tree and said, "Oh, I'm very frustrated. Melons are too much trouble. I don't think I'm going to grow melons again." And from up in the banana tree, Anansi said, "Oh, melons are too much trouble. You should stick to bananas. We are much easier to grow." "What?" said Elephant. "Talking bananas? Oh my gosh!" And that's the end of the story. Was Anansi silly? He was a trickster, wasn't he? He was playing tricks on those other animals. Anansi is going to get in trouble. And that is our story of Anansi and the Talking Melon. And oh, wait, I want to do a drumming song really quick. I know we're almost out of time, but we're going to do a really quick drumming song. Let's do our Funga Alafia song. And then we're going to do one more thing. Ready? Because we started late today. Funga Alafia, ase, ase. Funga Alafia, ase, ase. Ase, ase. Ase, ase. Ase, ase. Ase, ase. Now, drums are really fun because you can do different rhythms with drums. You can do what we just did, which is just a single beat, right? 1, 2, well, it's 2. You could do just one beat, 1, 1, 1, 1. You can do fancy beats like 1, da, da, 1, da, da, 1, da, da, 1. Or you could even get fancier. So one game that I like to play with drums is where we say our names with the beat of a drum. And I'd like to try that with you right now. So if you have your drum or tap on your legs, let's do the beats of our name. We'll start with mine, Cindy. That's 2 beats, right? Cindy. Let's try that again. Cindy. Very good, very good. And how about blossom? Can we do blossom? Blossom, blossom. Very good. How about Finn? Finn, how many beats does your name have? I think it just has one, right? Finn, Finn. Very good. And Scout? You're just one beat too, right? Scout, Scout. Very good. And Archie? You're like me. Archie, Archie. And how about Rishan? That sounds like two syllables to me too, right? We call them syllables. See, that's a new word for you, maybe. Syllables are the different beats in a word. So, Rishan, Rishan, just like Cindy. How about Sriram? That sounds like two syllables, right? Sriram, Sriram. Very good. And Zach, Zach. And Allie, Allie. Now, you can make a song just out of names. What if we did Cindy? You know, my name is actually Cynthia. It's a long name. So if I did Cindy, Cynthia, Cindy, Cynthia. Look at that. It's already a song, isn't it? So play with your drum and come up with some other rhythms. Now it is time to call out Blossom. Let's call out Blossom. Oh, I see we have Milo is here too. That's another drum beat. Milo. Very good. Let's call out Blossom. Ready? Blossom, come out. Here she comes. Here she comes. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, how are you? Was that a fun story in Africa? Yes, that's where that story came from. What? My tail? Oh my goodness. Let me get my tail. Here she comes. Man, your tail's all twisted. What were you doing in your box, Blossom? Oh, I was partying while you were telling stories. We were having fun. Well, I'm so glad you joined us today. And would you please play Jack in the Box with me? Everybody get into your boxes and let's say Jack in the Box. Ready? Jack in the Box. So quiet and still. Will you come out? Yes, I will. Yay. And thank you so much for joining me for story time this morning. Sorry it was a little late. We had technical difficulties. We'll see you next time. Bye.